During demolition work, or in the event of an earthquake, there's always a danger of walls collapsing. For someone trapped under tons of rubble, seconds can be vital. A case for the emergency services. And Fender mini lifting bags. Let's look at a mini lifting bag in detail. It can be slipped into a space of only 2.5 centimeters, considerably less than that required by all other lifting systems. If two bags are laid on top of each other, a lifting height of over 1 meter can be achieved. The maximum lifting power at 8 bar ranges from 9.6 tons using the smallest lifting bag to 67.7 tons with the largest model. With several lifting bags placed next to one another, the total lifting power is equal to the sum of the lifting powers of the individual lifting bags. The lifting capacity is dependent on the area of the actual lifting surface and the respective lifting height, as lifting power is the product of surface times pressure. Lifting, lowering, pressing and compressing are all possible with millimeter precision. The source of this energy is compressed air. We know from the world around us that air is capable of bearing even the heaviest loads. The pneumatic tyres of this aircraft have to support approximately 130 tons. This 300-ton vehicle moves on an enormous air cushion. Let's take a closer look at the casing which contains the compressed air. Multi-layered strips of material, each with 2 layers of steel cord or aramide reinforcement and additional reinforcement at the edges, guarantee maximum lifting capacity and long service life. This has been proved in trials with over 120,000 lifts, as well as fatigue tests, in which the lifting bags were subjected to a temperature of 80 degrees Celsius for a period of more than 5,000 hours. Before the lifting bags leave the factory, they must pass a stringent construction and pressure test, as well as the acceptance test stipulated in the pressure container regulations. The test pressure is up to 16 bar, twice the normal operating pressure. Bursting pressures are on average over 50 bar. Fender lifting bags have already been awarded the test seal of the German Technical Supervisory Authority, proof that they fulfilled their design standards, and the safety seal of the Trade Association. The profile ribbing of the lifting bag increases the grip in every position. The oil-resistant, anti-static and self-extinguishing all-purpose mini lifting bags are available in 12 sizes. In the mining industry, they can be used underground in rescue operations, as well as for industrial lifting applications. The operating equipment is identical for all lifting bags. With compressed air cylinders, the mini lifting bags can be used practically anywhere. Each cylinder is equipped with a pressure reducer with an air hose. 2 Fender lifting bags can be controlled precisely by a dual controller with dead man control. If only one mini lifting bag is used, a single controller is sufficient. The lifting bag is connected to the controller by 5 or 10 meter long inflation hoses. The compressed air can of course be obtained from other sources, for example compressed air mains, a truck tire inflator, or a truck brake system. Adapters are also available for other air sources. 5 or 10 meters long inflation hoses connect the bags to the controller. With a number of practical examples, we'd like to show you just what Fender lifting bags can do. Every day in this quarry, huge blocks of stone weighing several tons have to be split out of the surrounding bedrock. And that's where the inconspicuous fetter lifting bags come into their own. First of all, a large saw gets to work. The lifting bag is simply inserted into the cut. The inflation hoses from the two mini lifting bags are connected, via a safety coupling, to the dual controller. Both lifting bags can now be filled simultaneously with compressed air supplied by a compressor, which, via a compressed air hose, is also connected to the controller. The lifting bags fill with air. The 8-ton block is forced out of the spot where it has stood for thousands of years. Changing a tyre on a construction site. In a situation like this, where the ground is soft, it will be difficult to use lifting gear with a high pressure point load. For a mini lifting bag, it's no problem. The large load-bearing area of the mini lifting bag distributes the weight of the load to a maximum of 8 kilograms per square centimetre. In this case, the necessary energy is obtained from the compressed air system of the tractor. Here too, the fetter mini lifting bag, resistant to rough surfaces and oil, masters the problem. The wheel is free and can be changed. Even this round load, part of a gas pipeline, isn't a problem for the mini lifting bags. A maximum of 2 bags of the same size are placed on top of each other to achieve a greater lifting height. If lifting bags of different sizes are used, the smaller one should be placed in the middle of the larger one. Of course, the lift achieved is continuously supported to prevent the load from slipping to one side. The safety valves in the controller ensure that the maximum permissible operating overpressure of the bags is not exceeded. Even the heaviest loads can be raised and lowered with incredible precision. Mini lifting bags can of course also lift other awkward loads like storage containers. A heavy mining locomotive has been derailed. What's needed in the narrow underground galleries is fast and effective help. Yet again, the simple and safe operation of fetter mini lifting bags is a great advantage. In a matter of seconds, the lifting bag lifts the locomotive. Once the locomotive is resting safely on the beam that has been slipped underneath, it only needs to be shifted horizontally with the aid of a winch. The iron horse gently sinks back onto the rails. Above ground, mini-lifting bags can raise derailed vehicles to the point where they can be shifted until the vehicle's wheels are above the rails. Then, by releasing the air in the cushions, they can be set down on the rails again. The mini-lifting bags have been tested and have proved their worth under the most varied conditions in over 90 countries. 20 years of experience and a reliable product have earned worldwide recognition and confidence, as is shown, among other things, by the positive reports in the international press and on TV. The story of the mini-lifting bags started back in 1970. The man who invented and developed them was Manfred Vetter. What gave him the idea? At the end of the 1960s, the city of Cologne started to build a metro system, which confronted Cologne's fire brigade with a new problem. Conventional lifting gear couldn't be used in the tunnels. We were commissioned to develop a new lifting system. It had to meet certain requirements. Be very small and easy to handle, able to go into operation quickly, very light, have a very low pressure point load, be suitable for all surfaces, and operate in any slanted position. In 1970, after many tests and trials, we were able to present one to the Cologne Fire Brigade which met all their needs, the lifting bags. Industry was quick to recognize the advantages of the lifting bags, and gradually they have established themselves in this sector. Vetter lifting bags, compact but strong. Obviously in this film, we've only been able to show you a small selection of the wide range of uses. You'd be amazed at the number of things you can do with a Vetter mini lifting bag. To ensure correct and effective use of Vetter mini lifting bags, stick to the operating instructions. The following scenes are designed to help you use Vetter mini lifting bags in the greatest of safety to maximum effect. Vetter mini lifting bags lift, push, press or prise apart. They apply their power on any incline. They're flat enough to be used in places beyond access to other mechanical or hydraulic lifting equipment. You can calculate the lifting power of the individual bags by multiplying their effective lifting area by their maximum allowable working pressure. So you must estimate the weight of the load to be lifted and the required lifting height before use to select the most suitable bag size. For this, use the power lift height diagram in the operating instructions. When inflating the bags from a 200 to 300 bar compressed air cylinder, first screw on a pressure reducer. Then close the shut-off valve and open the cylinder valve. The outlet pressure must be lowered to about 10 bar. Depending on requirements, the green air hose of the pressure reducer is connected to the fender 8-bar fitting type single controller, the 8-bar fitting type dual controller, or the 8-bar dual controller with deadman control. Insert the inflation hose nipple into the controller coupling until it clicks into place. To disconnect later, press the coupling and nipple together and retract the coupling ring. After connecting the bags and the controller, open the pressure reducer shutoff valve. To inflate the mini lifting bag, pull back the lever on the controller and, on reaching the required lifting height or the maximum allowable working pressure, release the lever. When using other air sources, make sure the air is oil-free. Never use aggressive or combustible gases. If the air pressure is higher than 12 bar, you must use the special fender pressure reducer. When every second counts, use the biggest possible mini lifting bag you can insert under the load. The bags can be used to tilt loads beyond their normal capacity, since tilting requires less power than vertical lifting. Two bags side by side increase the lifting power, but the maximum lifting height is restricted to that of the smaller bag. Two bags alongside each other are inflated simultaneously. To increase the lifting height, two bags can be used on top of each other if there's no danger of the load slipping. Two bags stacked increase the lifting height, but not the lifting capacity. The lifting power stays the same as that of the smaller bag. The bottom bag must be inflated first, and then the bag on top. Never use 3 or more bags on top of one another. Whenever necessary, install a suitable sub-base. The bag bulges increasingly the higher it rises, and thereby loses lifting power. So the distance between bag and load should be kept as small as possible, or reduced by constructing a suitable sub-base beneath the bag. Once lifted, the load should be supported immediately, with timber or similar props. Never stand in front of inflated bags or underneath a lifted load. Always stand to the side. And remember, protective gear is a must. The sub-base must be built on firm ground and support the entire area of the bag. Never use iron plates on top of each other as a base because of the risk of their slipping. After use, check the mini lifting bags, all the hoses, couplings and fittings to make sure none is damaged. In addition, carry out all the regular checks required by pressure vessel regulations. Above all, stick strictly to the standard rules for cleaning, storing and servicing rubber products. Used correctly, Fetter mini lifting bags reward you with long life and on-the-job reliability. But remember, use only original Fetter accessories and always work in safety gear. Use at the very most 2 bags on top of each other, never 3 or more. Allow only suitably trained and reliable people to operate Fetter equipment. Never stand in front of inflated bags or move underneath loads. And stick to the rules for cleaning and storage. Fetter mini lifting bags. Responsible environmental technology protecting people and the planet.